Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I get so many questions about relationships, and today we're tackling a big one: how to keep that love alive with your man. Whether you're just starting out or you've been together for years, keeping the spark alive takes a little work from both of you. But hey, it's love, right? Totally worth it. So many people think relationships should just be easy all the time. But that's like saying you never have to water a plant and it'll just bloom forever. You gotta put in a little effort, a little TLC, and that's what we're talking about today. I've got 5 essential tips that are gonna help you keep your relationship strong, healthy, and full of love. From communication to romance to a little bit of trust and respect, we're covering it all today. So grab your notebooks, get comfy, and let's dive into these tips together. All right, let's kick things off with a big one: communication. You know how I feel about communication? It's like the foundation of any good relationship. And I'm not just talking about texting each other emojis all day. Although, hey, a little emoji love never hurt anyone. It's about really talking, sharing what's going on in your lives, how you're feeling, what's making you happy, what's stressing you out. It's about creating a safe space where you can both be honest with each other without feeling judged. Think of it like this. You know how sometimes you just need to vent to your best friend about something and they just listen and get it? That's what you want to create with your man. A space where you can both let your guards down and just be yourselves. And remember, communication is a two-way street. It's not just about you talking and him listening, it's about listening to him too. Really hearing what he has to say, trying to see things from his perspective. Putting yourself in his shoes for a minute. It's easy to get caught up in our own lives and forget to really check in with each other. But taking the time to ask, how are you really doing? And really listening to the answer can make all the difference. And hey, it doesn't have to be serious all the time. Sometimes the best conversations are just silly, lighthearted, and fun. The point is, keep those lines of communication open, keep talking to each other, and keep that connection strong. Because when you stop talking, that's when problems start to creep in. And trust me, you don't want to let things fester and build up. It's much easier to address things early on when they're small, rather than waiting until they become big, scary monsters under the bed. So talk to each other, listen to each other, and remember, a little communication goes a long way in keeping that love alive. Okay, now let's talk about everyone's favorite topic: romance. And no, I'm not talking about those cheesy romance movies where everyone's always running through airports. Although, hey, if that's your thing, go for it. Keeping the romance alive in a relationship is all about those little everyday gestures that show you care. It's about making each other feel special, appreciated, and loved. Think about it like this. Remember when you first started dating and you'd get all dressed up for each other, go on fancy dates, and couldn't keep your hands off each other? Now, I'm not saying you need to recreate your honeymoon phase every day, but it's important to keep some of that spark alive. It's the little things, like surprising him with his favorite meal, leaving a cute note in his lunchbox, or even just taking the time to give him a genuine compliment. It's about showing him that you're thinking about him and that you appreciate him. And hey, don't underestimate the power of physical touch. A hug, a kiss, holding hands. These little gestures can go a long way in making your man feel loved and connected to you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ellen, I'm busy. I don't have time for grand romantic gestures every day, and you know what? That's totally okay. Romance doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. It's the thought that counts. Even something as simple as putting down your phone and giving him your undivided attention when he's talking to you can be incredibly romantic. It shows him that he's important to you and that you value his time. So don't let life get in the way of romance. Make time for each other, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. And remember, a little bit of effort goes a long way in keeping that love alive. All right, let's get real for a second. Love isn't just about those butterflies in your stomach or those heart eye emojis. It's about connecting on a deeper level, emotionally. It's about feeling seen, heard, and understood by your partner. Emotional intimacy is all about creating a safe space where you can both be vulnerable with each other. It's about sharing your fears, your dreams, your insecurities, and knowing that you're not going to be judged. Now, I know this can be tricky, especially for guys. Sometimes they might have a harder time expressing their emotions. But that's where we come in, right? We can create that space for them to open up by being patient, understanding, and non-judgmental. When your man knows that he can come to you with anything, that he can be his true self without feeling ashamed or embarrassed, that's when that emotional intimacy really starts to grow. Think of it like this. You know how good it feels when you can finally vent to your best friend about something that's been bothering you, and they just get it? They don't judge you, they don't try to fix it, they just listen and offer support? That's what we want to create in our relationships. And remember, emotional intimacy is a two-way street. It's not just about him opening up to you, it's about you opening up to him too. It's about being vulnerable with each other, letting your guards down and showing each other your true selves. Now, I'm not saying you need to spill your deepest, darkest secrets on the first date. Emotional intimacy takes time to build. It's about those small, everyday moments of connection. It's about sharing your thoughts and feelings, being there for each other through thick and thin, and supporting each other's dreams. So make an effort to connect with your man on a deeper level. Ask him about his day, really listen to his answers, and share your own thoughts and feelings with him. You might be surprised at how much closer it brings you. Okay, let's talk about two of the most important ingredients in any relationship: respect and trust. These are non-negotiables, people. You can't have a healthy, loving relationship without them. Respect is all about valuing your partner for who they are, even if they're different from you. It's about accepting their opinions, their beliefs, their quirks, even if you don't always agree with them. Think about it like this. You wouldn't want someone trying to change you, right? You want to be loved and accepted for who you are, flaws and all, and your man deserves the same respect. Respect is about treating each other with kindness, consideration, and understanding. It's about listening to each other, even when you disagree. It's about supporting each other's dreams, even if they're different from your own. And then there's trust. Trust is like the glue that holds a relationship together. When you trust your partner, you feel safe and secure in the relationship. You know that they have your back, that they're not going to hurt you, and that they're always going to be there for you. Building trust takes time and effort. It's about being honest with each other, even when it's hard. It's about keeping your promises, big or small. It's about being there for each other through thick and thin. Now, I know that trust can be broken, and when it is, it can be really, really hard to rebuild. But it's not impossible. If you're both committed to the relationship and willing to put in the work, you can overcome anything. So make a conscious effort to build respect and trust in your relationship. Communicate openly and honestly with each other. Be there for each other, and always treat each other with kindness and respect. Here's the thing about life. It's constantly changing. We're constantly evolving, learning, and growing as individuals. And the same goes for our relationships. One of the biggest mistakes couples make is thinking that once they're in a relationship, the work is done. But that's not how it works, folks. Relationships take effort, they take commitment, and they definitely take a willingness to grow together. Think of it like this. Remember when you were kids and you couldn't wait to grow up? You were constantly learning new things, trying new things, and expanding your horizons. Well, just because you're all grown up now doesn't mean the learning and growing has to stop. In fact, it's even more important to keep growing and evolving in a relationship. Because if you're not growing together, you're growing apart. And that's when things start to get stale, boring, and well, a little too predictable. So how do you keep things fresh and exciting in a long-term relationship? It's all about embracing change, trying new things together, and never stopping learning about each other. Think about it. When you first started dating, you were probably eager to learn everything you could about your partner. Their favorite color, their favorite food, their hopes, their dreams. But over time, it's easy to fall into a routine and stop asking those questions. So make a conscious effort to stay curious about your partner. Ask them about their day, their interests, their passions. Try new things together, whether it's a new restaurant, a new hobby, or even just a new walking route in your neighborhood. And don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zones together. Challenge each other, support each other's growth, and never stop learning and growing as individuals and as a couple. Because when you're growing together, the love just keeps getting stronger and stronger. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you found these tips helpful and that you're feeling inspired to keep that love alive in your relationships. Remember, love is a beautiful thing, but it does take a little effort. But trust me, it's worth it. There's nothing better than sharing your life with someone you love and who loves you right back. So go out there, put these tips into practice, and watch your love story blossom. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more relationship advice. And be sure to let me know in the comments what your top tips are for keeping the love alive. I love hearing from you guys. Until next time, take care and keep spreading the love.